Google search is free. Well, that's what they actually want you to believe. For over 20 years, Google was my gateway to the internet. It got me through university and helped me land my very first job in tech. For most people out there, Google isn't just a search engine, but rather the internet. But the Google we grew up with is gone. Recently, Google launched what it calls the biggest change to search in over 25 years. Nowadays, Google is filled with AI answers, sponsored results, and fewer reasons to click through to an actual website. Which made me wonder, is there a better alternative? To find out, I tested 7 search engines across 5 search challenges, then compared their AI handling, privacy, and business models to see which one actually deserves to replace Google. And I can tell you this one. One was really awful, but one made me question whether I still need Google at all. Before we start testing, let's meet the challengers. I've grouped them into 3 buckets because the closer a search engine is tied to Google or Bing, the harder it is to truly replace them. First, the proxies. These search engines don't maintain their own search index. Instead, they sit between you and a much larger search engine, stripping your identity before forwarding your query. DuckDuckGo is probably the most famous Google alternative. It does operate its own crawler DuckDuckBot and pulls data from several additional sources, but the vast majority of its search results still comes from the Bing's infrastructure. Startpage is a pure Google proxy. Instead of replacing Google, it hides you from it. They do not crawl the web or index anything themselves, but license Google's search results. The hybrid engines are building their own search infrastructure, but still combine it with outside sources to keep the result quality high. Ecosia is best known for planting trees, but behind the scenes it co-founded Stan with Quant to build an independent European search index. Until that project is complete, Ecosia still blends results from Bing, Google, and Stan. Quant is further along that journey. A growing share of its searches already comes from Stan, but when the index can confidently answer a query, it falls back to Bing to avoid incomplete results. Kagi breaks one of the biggest rules of the internet, as you have to pay for it. Instead of maintaining one massive web index, Kagi anonymously combines results from multiple providers like Google and Brave, then enhances them with its own ranking algorithms and specialized indexes such as Techlist and TinyGem. SirXNG or Searching is an open source meta search engine with no search index of its own. It simply queries dozens of providers at the same time and merges everything into a single results page. And finally, the true rebel. Brave Search stands completely alone in this comparison. Instead of licensing another company's data, Brave built its own independent web index from scratch. Today, it's the only search engine in this comparison that's capable of answering your searches using nothing but its own infrastructure. Now, it's time to see what they actually deliver. To keep things fair, I had every engine face the exact same search challenges under the exact same conditions. I used a fresh private browsing session for every test, disabled Brave Shields, and scored every result using the following framework. 3 points if the correct answer appears in the top 3 results, 2 points if it's in the top 5, and 1 point if it's somewhere else on the first page. And if the engine gives me the answer directly through a widget or AI summary, it earns a bonus point for saving me the click. Now, before we test intelligence, let's make sure the engines can handle what millions of people search for every day. The weather in London, a currency conversion, and the image search for Lion King white background. But more on that a little later. It sounds simple, but not everyone managed to deliver. Let's look at the results. Google set the benchmark for weather with a flawless interactive widget. Brave, Kagi, Startpage, and Ecosia managed to match it perfectly. DuckDuckGo and Searching both missed the widget entirely. But the biggest surprise was Quant, showing ads on a weather search. Currency conversion was less demanding. Google, DuckDuckGo, Startpage, Brave, and Ecosia all crushed this test with good links and interactive widgets. Kagi and Searching delivered only a static widget, and Quant missed the widget entirely. The image search was different. Google, Kagi, and Quant returned exactly what I was looking for. Brave technically did too, although my daughter would not be happy with the Lion King images. DuckDuckGo's image grid was accurate, but the first two results were ads. Start page and Ecosia surprised me by missing image previews entirely, but it gets worse, because searching latched onto the word lion and totally ignored the rest of the query. The scoring is close after the first round, but not for searching, as it has a lot of catching up to do. Round 2 separates the engines that understand human intent from the ones that just match keywords. I tested them with an unclear phrase: how to fix the thing on the wall that controls the AC, followed by a direct coding lookup. How to reverse a string with Python. Google, DuckDuckGo and Ecosia immediately understood I was searching for a thermostat. Brave called it a control knob, but the results were good, so I'm giving it the points. Quant and Kagi found the answer, but without a direct answer widget, they both drop a point. Start page completely lost the plot here, falling back to generic links instead of understanding the question. And searching froze again, this time on the word fixed, and completely failed my query. Google, DuckDuckGo, Brave and Ecosia nailed the programming test. Quant and Start page delivered good results, but without a widget. Kagi was the biggest surprise of the round. Instead of documentation or code examples, its first result was YouTube. And searching broke its engine again, returning nothing related to my search. Round 2 shuffled the board, and while Brave and Google hold their perfect streak, Start page takes a big hit. And searching is just disappointing. The third round tackles two massive use cases: real-time data and local search quality. I looked up live World Cup elimination scores, followed by a diner query: the best steak in London. Google, Brave and Start page all delivered excellent widgets. Both Kagi and Quant's widgets were minimalistic, but still contained the information I was looking for. DuckDuckGo and Ecosia missed the real-time mode entirely and showed me classic news and blog articles instead of live data. Searching's heart was alive and beating again. It had no live widget, but at least it returned relevant results this time. When it came to finding the best steak, Google's decades of mapping infrastructure dominated, giving me maps, reviews, and opening hours. Brave matched Google point for point on the one category built specifically to be Google's playground. Kagi, Start page and Quant offered great links, but zero interactive maps or phone numbers. DuckDuckGo buried the food under 3 sponsored ads, and Ecosia hid the first usable link all the way down at position 4. And searching, I think we lost him again. After briefly showing signs of life in the World Cup search, it completely forgot what a steak is. Brave and Google are still head-to-head for the crown, while the others are slowly losing grounds. But Kagi remains a dark horse right behind the leaders. The fourth round is the one I've been looking forward to, because commercial queries trigger the heaviest ad load of anything you'll search for. So I searched for the best budget noise-cancelling headphones and the best passive cult laptop to see how each engine handled the ads, affiliate content and shopping results. Google actually surprised me here. It had far fewer ads than I expected and generally useful organic results. But for the first time in this competition, Google dropped its convenience point by missing the direct answer widget. Brave stood up and generated a structured AI overview with 0 ads and excellent organic links. It got the only perfect score of this round. Start page and Kagi took the opposite approach, offering entirely ad-free pure organic lists, but with no widgets. DuckDuckGo greeted me with ads, but recovered thanks to its surprisingly useful AI assistant. But I cannot say the same about Ecosia and Quant, as they buried the useful result beneath a wall of sponsored shopping links. And I think we need a doctor, as searching has lost its vital signs, scoring 0 points in this round. Just like that, we have a new leader. After 4 rounds, Brave finally overtakes Google. But Brave wasn't the only surprise, as DuckDuckGo also outscored Google this round. And with only 1 round left, it's still anyone's game. For the final round, I tested 2 things that increasingly define modern search: finding real human opinions and understanding images. Let's start with the best password manager according to Reddit. Brave and Kagi were built for this. Both surfaced Reddit discussions directly through dedicated discussion widgets. Google and Startpage delivered clean Reddit links with no ads, but also no widget. DuckDuckGo and Ecosia provided the links, but cluttered the answers with ads. And somehow, Quant managed to be even worse and show 4 ads before the first organic result. And nope, searching did not make a comeback. It's still gone. Then came the feature where out of 8 search engines, only 2 support it natively. One is Google, and the other costs money. And Google handled it flawlessly. It found the image and provided the full information panel. Kagi also found the image, but missed Google's rich visual interface. The remaining 6? Nothing. 0 support across the board. So after 5 rounds and 11 searchers, here are the final standings. In the last place is searching, with just 10 out of 44 points. And yes, while a self-hosted instance can be powerful, the default public experience I got simply wasn't usable. Quant still has some catching up to do, while Startpage failed thermostat search ultimately cost it a much higher finish. Ecosia finishes with 31 points. Its environmental mission is admirable, but the search experience still suffers from too many ads. DuckDuckGo takes 4th with 34 points and is a fantastic first step away from Google if privacy is your priority. Kagi earns 38 points. The premium experience consistently delivered excellent results, only missing some of the widgets Google's users have come to expect. Brave finishes with an incredible 40 out of 44 points. The only reason it didn't win was the lack of a native reverse image search. For every feature it does support, it was flawless. And that leaves Google in first, with 41 points. But Google didn't win because it delivered better search results. It won because Brave is still missing the reverse image search. But the search tournament isn't the whole story, because I know a lot of people watching this video are probably thinking the same thing. I don't want AI in my search results. And honestly, that's a fair criticism, because Google's AI rollout has been so controversial that after Google's I.O., DuckDuckGo reported a 30% spike in app installs in just 1 week. Users weren't looking for a better search engine, but for one they could control. So, is there a way to disable or tweak how the engines use AI? Google thinks it knows better than you and sees AI overviews as part of the experience. But there is a workaround by adding endudemy equals 14 to the end of your search URL. Brave, Kagi and Ecosia all get this exactly right. AI is enabled by default, but one click in settings turns it off permanently. DuckDuckGo takes a different approach. Instead of a toggle, it created an entirely separate no AI search engine. And it works well, but you'll probably want the browser extension. Quant flips the problem around. AI is completely optional, and unless you create an account, you won't see it at all. Then there's Startpage and searching. They don't have any AI features, so there's nothing to do. This is one area where I think Google gets it wrong. Whether you love AI or hate it, the decision should be yours. That's why Brave, Kagi and Ecosia are the winners here. But before I recommend a single search engine, we need to answer the question I opened this video with. If Google search is free, what are you actually paying with? Because at this point, one thing is clear. None of them are free. They just charge you in different currencies. Google charges you with data. Every search becomes another piece of a profile that spans Gmail, Maps, YouTube, Android, and Gemini. Individually, those searches don't reveal much, but together they create one of the most detailed behavioral profiles ever assembled. The next group charges you differently. DuckDuckGo, Startpage, Ecosia and Quant anonymize your searches before they reach Google or Bing. The search provider knows what someone searched for, but not who searched for it. In return, they make money through contextual advertising. So you're paying with your attention, not your identity. Brave runs its own independent index and lets you choose how you want to pay. The free version shows contextual ads, but there is an ad-free version with Brave Search Premium for $3 a month. Kagi charges you directly, which means you're the customer, not the product. The free tier gives you 100 searches to try it, and after that it's $5 a month for 300 searches, or $10 a month for unlimited ones. What you get in return is an engine with zero financial incentive to track you. Searching, if you self-host it, is the only option where you control everything. No company has your data, and the only trade-off isn't money or ads, but complexity. So yeah, nothing in this video is actually free. You're always paying something. The question is whether you pay with money, with your attention, or with the most personal data you have. So after 3 categories, 7 engines and 11 different search challenges, which one do I actually recommend? I'll start with the engine I wouldn't personally choose, and that's searching. I know, a properly self-hosted instance can be powerful, but that's not what I tested. I tested the experience most people would have today, and unfortunately, it wasn't good enough. As for DuckDuckGo, Startpage, Ecosia and Quant, I am sure they have a target audience, as they each solve a slightly different problem. Depending on what matters the most to you, one of them might be exactly what you're looking for. There is no wrong answer in this group. But only 2 engines consistently stood above the rest. Kagi is for people who are done compromising. It has no ads, no tracking, and there is no algorithm trying to balance your interests against an advertiser's. The results are really good, and the only thing setting it back is the subscription. Yes, it's not free, but you get what you pay for. But my winner is Brave. It scored 40 out of 44 points in the search audit, matched and even surpassed Google on every single query it supports. And most importantly, it runs a completely independent index with no Google or Bing underneath it. But I want to be honest, I've been using Brave since March and Brave is not perfect. Every now and then I still end up back on Google. Usually when my daughter asks to find Disney images, because Google is still better at that. But outside of these edge cases, I genuinely think Brave is the best free replacement for Google available today. And one last thing before you go. Changing your default search engine takes less than a minute. Just open your browser settings, navigate to search engine and select the one you want to use. Also, don't worry because switching doesn't mean giving something up, as most of the engines I recommended support something called bangs. A bang is an exclamation mark followed by a shortcut that instantly redirects your search to a completely different engine or website. My setup is simple. I use Brave as my default, and on the rare occasion it can't find what I need, I simply use a bang. And that's not a compromise. It's the best of both worlds. Google search is not dead. But finally, it has some real competition. After testing 7 search engines, I can confidently say you don't need Google for most of your searches anymore. And if you do, it's only one bang away. I'm Raul, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.